Film Noir. Please give him a warm welcome.
I think I know why you were chosen for this job. I like the accent. Very good for the International Noir Festival. I am amazed to see this big a crowd here tonight. This is great because when you are programming a festival and you realize that you're going to fall on like a special occasion night, you know, every year in San Francisco I have to cope with the Super Bowl on the last day of Noir City. Fortunately, this year in San Francisco, I gotta say, I will always root for my home team, but this year there was a consolation prize. I actually made some money on that game. Okay. It's amazing to see all these people out here on Valentine's Day because you've come to see a film called Death is a Caress. I don't think you're getting lucky tonight. And this will be a brief introduction because honestly, I don't know that much about the filmmakers. I don't know any backstory about this film other than I discovered the film earlier this year. I knew I wanted to do this international festival, and when the existence of this film came to my attention, it was not easy, but I managed to find a DVD of it. First time I watched it entirely in Norwegian with no English subtitles and tried to figure out exactly what was going on. But of course, having seen literally hundreds and hundreds of noir films, I had a pretty good idea of what was going on. But honestly did not really grasp this film until I was able to see it with the English subtitles. What makes this film exceptional, number one, is that it's the first and only example that I know of a Norwegian film noir. I mean, Norwegian noir now is really, really common. All the best noir literature in the world really comes out of Scandinavia these days. But for this era, this is a first, and fascinating because it is directed by a woman. Tomorrow night, we will show the only American film noir directed by a woman, The Hitchhiker, directed by Ida Lupino, the great Ida Lupino. But this movie predates that one. Lupino made that film in 1953, and this was made in 1949. It's a team of Otto and Edith Karlmar. He was the screenwriter and producer. She was the director. She started her career as an actress and just naturally gravitated behind the camera, like a lot of actors do, and amazingly became probably Norway's most successful film director in the 1950s. There was virtually no real mention made of the fact that she was a woman. She just had the job and was quite successful at it. And some of the highest grossing Norwegian films of the 50s were her movies. And she was quite a director because she appeared to be adept at all manner of genres. She made comedies and dramas and romances, farces, all with equal aplomb, apparently. This is the only film of hers that I have seen. She is noted in film history, a little footnote, as being the director who discovered the actress Liv Ullmann, put her in a short film, a short role in her penultimate film, and then gave Liv Ullmann her first starring role at the end of the 1950s. I think it was a 59 or 60, pardon me, in a movie called The Wayward Girl. That was Ullmann's first starring role. But this film to me was exceptional because if you've seen a lot of noir, you know that the plots are very often based on the two people who should never meet, do meet, and tragedy usually ensues with a lot of sexual intrigue and things in the middle there. That's The Postman Always Rings Twice, Double Identity, all of this. And there's a great, subtext to all of this about the younger man meeting the older woman and falling in thrall to her. And there were certain circumscribed rules to the game in American movies. So I know a lot of you are here because you love this period of American filmmaking, you love film noir, but it will really be an interesting experience to see that story done in Norway at this time. because there is no Catholic Legion of Decency in Norway. There is no production code in Norway. So this is basically, they are free to tell this story as they see fit. And it is very, very interesting to see the differences between what we're used to in America and what Otto and Edith Kolmar put up on the screen in 1949. So, with no further ado, because I'm actually eager to see this movie again, ladies and gentlemen, the perfect Valentine's movie, Death is a Caress. Thank you.